Hey guys, I am here with Tony today from VantageShriller. You can check out his channel, and for now, he's going to tell us a ghost story.
I honestly wouldn't say this is, I guess you could call it a ghost story, but for me, I would say I'm more of a spiritual person, I guess.
Okay.
So it's more like, because I think usually ghosts come with a kind of negative.
Yeah, I can
Sort of,
understand that. We could call it spirit story.
Spirit story or whatever. But anyway, so me and my grandma, we were pretty close. So she got into an accident on her way back home one day where it was snowing, I believe, and she slipped and fell down. And you know, we all heard the story. I was nowhere close to her. I was in the Midwest and she was in the East Coast. It wasn't going well. The situation wasn't good. You know, we kind of knew that, you know, she might not be able to make it, and it was a tough time. So my grandma actually called me, I would say like about a week before this happened. It was during my exam time, and I saw the call, and she left me a message, and I was being a kid who was just, I guess, selfish or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm too busy, I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah.
And I didn't answer, and then I still didn't until when that thing happened. I listened to the voicemail, and then all my grandma wanted was just to make sure that, hey, I was eating well, I was sleeping well, and you know, she was saying like she's gonna ship like my favorite food, you know, from New Jersey out to me, because it was, you know, winter, it's cold, all that stuff. And then anyway, I was listening to the voicemail while she was in the hospital. We didn't know what was gonna happen. This one night, and it was in the middle of the night. It's like 2 or 3 a.m. and all of a sudden my phone started ringing, and I look. It was an unknown number, and the unknown number, you know, it's like a block number, and I answered it. It rang once, and I didn't answer it. And the second time I picked it up, and then it was just silence. For some reason, I right away I thought of my grandma, and I was just listening to it. At first, it was like, you know, one of those like when you get a weird number and you just like, you don't know, you're just trying to figure out who that is. But for some reason, after 2-3 seconds, I was like, what if this is grandma? So I started talking. I started talking to him, or whoever that was. I was like, hey, I don't know who you are, but if you are my grandma, I was speaking in my mother tongue. But if you're my grandma, well, I'll let you know that I'm sorry I didn't call you back, and I'm okay. Yeah, thank you for calling. And I miss your, you know, the food that you make. And anyway, and pretty much around the same time after I finished talking, the phone just hung off itself. Just no response whatsoever. A day or two after, she passed away. I was talking to my family, and apparently the same night, a bunch of us all got a call. And all from,
You all got an unknown number.
Some of them were from a number, but didn't, like, for example, my aunt out in New Jersey, she got a number, but it was nobody doesn't know who that was, and they listened to the voicemail, and it was just, again, empty. And I mean, they could barely hear something. It was kind of like just breathing. It was, you know, it's not like one of those, and that's why I hate to say it's ghost story, but it's one of those, it's not really spooky, but it just kind of
it's
breathing, soothing, you know, just kind of like, you know.
Right, like as if it was like her one last way to try to reach out to all of you.
Yeah, and I think you know, it was one of those, and so apparently a bunch of us got the phone call, and I guess I was the only one who actually picked it up, and
right, and treated it like it was.
Yeah, and I was talking to whoever that was, right? And I like to think it was my grandma. You know, I like to think that it was, even if it wasn't. I guess I should talk to some random person.
Well,
that's a long story. I'm sorry.
No, but it was good. It was interesting, and I mean, it sounds like his grandmother was trying to like reach out to the whole family one last time through calling them. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that's actually what happened, if you're on board with us and you think that he was speaking to his grandmother one last time. And if you don't think that, then what do you think happened? Why do you think his whole family just got these random calls from unknown numbers all around the same time?
And all over the country.
Yeah, all over the country.
Outside too.
Yeah.
A couple, 2 or 3 of them
Yeah.
outside of.
So how would you explain that if it wasn't what we're thinking it was? Let me know in the comments. And thank you, Tony. Thank you for your story.
Yeah.
See you later.
What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Say
We
bye.
can cut by now.
Say bye.
Bye.